The night became unbearable when they both turned their backs at the same time. No argument, no reason spoken, just two bodies facing opposite walls, breathing the same air, sharing the same bed, yet feeling like strangers who had accidentally fallen asleep in the same room. That was when Zion realized something had died. Not suddenly, but quietly, and he didn't know when the funeral had happened. The bed used to be warm once. Not because of blankets, but because of conversations whispered in the dark. Because of laughter that made sleep wait. Because hands reached for each other without thinking. Now, the bed was only furniture. And love, only a memory. Zion and Maha had been married for 8 years. Not the kind of marriage people envy. Not the kind people warn you about either. Just ordinary, and sometimes, ordinary neglect hurts more than dramatic betrayal. They met when life was simple. Dreams were loud, promises were easy, time felt unlimited. Zion fell for Maha's honesty. Maha fell for Ziam's attention. He listened, she trusted. Back then, silence felt comfortable. Now, it felt cruel. After marriage, responsibilities grew faster than love. Ziam worked longer hours. Maha waited longer evenings. At first, she understood. She always understood. That became the problem. She would prepare dinner and wait. Not hungry, just hopeful. The food would go cold. Her smile would fade, but she would reheat everything when she heard the door. Sorry, long day, Ziam would say. And Maha would nod. She always nodded. Conversations became updates. How was work? Fine. What's for dinner? Whatever you want. No curiosity, no depth, just survival dialogue. They slept beside each other every night. But Ziam slept exhausted. Maha slept empty. She stared at the ceiling, counting the cracks, wondering how something once so full could feel so hollow. The first emotional distance wasn't noticed. Because it didn't scream, it whispered. Ziam stopped noticing her silence. Maha stopped expecting his attention. He thought peace meant no complaints. She knew peace had turned into loneliness. When Maha tried to speak, her words felt heavy. I feel alone, she said once, softly. Ziam sighed. You were overthinking again. That sentence became the wall between them. She stopped sharing feelings, then stopped sharing thoughts, then stopped sharing herself. Ziam didn't cheat, not physically, but he gave his best energy to the world outside. Colleagues got his jokes, friends got his laughter, strangers got his interest. Maha got leftovers. She noticed. Of course she noticed. Women always do. But she stayed, because leaving without betrayal feels harder to explain. They became experts at pretending. Family dinners, social smiles, photos where they stood close but felt miles apart. Everyone said, you both look perfect. Only the bed knew the truth. The bed witnessed tears swallowed silently. Sleepless nights, two people scrolling phones, avoiding eye contact. They shared pillows, not souls. One night, Maha reached for his hand. Just a simple touch. Ziam flinched slightly, half asleep. What? He asked, irritated. Nothing, she whispered, and pulled her hand back. That moment broke something inside her. She realized she was begging for affection without words. And even that was too much. Maha didn't leave immediately. She stayed longer than she should have. She waited for signs, for effort, for regret, for love to remember them. Ziam noticed the changes only when they became inconvenient. She stopped cooking his favorite meals, stopped waiting awake, stopped asking questions. You're different, he said one night. She smiled faintly. You didn't notice when I was hurting. Why notice now? He had no answer. Silence became their language. Morning silence, dinner silence, night silence. Two people living parallel lives under one roof. One night, Ziam woke up and found Maha staring at him. Her eyes went angry. They were tired. Do you still love me? She asked quietly. The question caught him off guard. He thought about it, and that pause said everything. Maha nodded slowly. I think that's my answer, she said. And turned away. The next morning, her side of the bed was empty. No drama, no shouting, just absence. She left a note. I didn't leave because you were bad. I left because we stopped being us. We slept in the same bed, but lived in different worlds. And I got tired of loving someone who no longer lived with me emotionally. Ziam sat on the bed for a long time. He noticed how cold her pillow felt. How quiet the room was. How loud regret can become when it's too late. Days passed, then weeks. The bed remained, empty on one side, heavy on the other. Ziam replayed moments. The sighs he ignored, the looks he missed, the love he assumed would never leave. He understood something painful. Love doesn't leave suddenly. It leaves quietly, after being ignored for too long. Maha started over, not easily, but honestly. She learned that loneliness inside a relationship hurts deeper than being alone. Sometimes, late at night, Zayam lay on the bed and stared at the empty space. Remembering when love lived there. When two worlds were one. When the bed meant connection, not distance. They slept in the same bed, but lived in different worlds. And now, love was only a memory.